Shut up and sit down. I'd like to welcome you back to episode 1. I've decided to add 2 additional episodes to this lesson simply because I think there are times when it's more important to focus on encouragement than it is on education. So I've decided to include this 2-part lesson entitled The Baby Mac, or really a study on the importance of becoming an original. The year was 1984. I was finishing up a degree from college. I had just gotten married, had a full head of hair, and I was ready to conquer the world. My father, who was a very successful businessman, offered me a graduation gift. The deal was I paid for my college, since he knew I would screw around if someone else paid for it. He would pay all my expenses, getting back and forth to school, gas and food money, any technology expenses. Really big of you, Dad. Outside of the solar-powered calculator, there really wasn't any technology available in the late 70s, super early 80s. But in 1984, Dad came to me with an idea. He believed in a company making computers. They were called Macs, or Apple products today, and he believed so powerfully in the Mac that he began purchasing stock in the company. And here was his graduation offer to his son. He offered me a brand new, in-the-box Macintosh first-generation computer, since it was all I could talk about for about a year or more. Or he said we could take the cost of a base model, which in those days was about $2,500, and instead of giving me the computer, he said he'd purchase that much in Apple stock in my name. I said, well, let me think about it. Already knowing what my answer would be, I wanted to appear shrewd. Seeing through me, he said, okay, but if I don't hear back from you soon, I'll assume that you don't want the computer that I have in the closet. I said, you already have it? He said, of course I do. It's in the closet. And he pointed. I got that thing out of the box so fast. I was the only 24-year-old I knew with his own Mac computer. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe all the stuff I printed on that first dot matrix printer. As fate would have it, I ran across an article in Plugged magazine recently entitled, "This is how rich you'd be if you had purchased Apple stock instead of its products." And it records that on January the 24th, 1984, the base model of a new Mac computer was $2,495. If calculated, the little over 35-year track record of the stock performance, if I had taken Dad up on his stock investment offer and elected to leave the computer in the box, I would have made in excess of $960,000. For the faint of heart, that's almost a cool million, and that is a 38,500% profit. My fainting heart. Ironically, my computer was one of the first 100 shipped to the public. The one Steve Jobs and his partner built sold at auction recently for $369,000. And any of the original computers, like mine, are selling in excess for $70,000 each. Now, mine became a boat anchor many, many years ago. I have no idea where it is, but there you go. An easy way to feel badly about your childhood decisions in one simple article. Now, would I really sell all my cherished tech memories for that cold, hard cash? Heck yes, I would. Well, maybe not. Those formative years trained me for my career in using digital-based technology, something I assume is probably true for you. I got way ahead of the curve. All my friends think I'm maybe the most technologically advanced dude they know. I guarantee you I've made more than $960,000 from the use of that technology that I purchased early in the game, so maybe it's a wash. Still, there's a lesson in here somewhere. It's never a bad idea to seriously think about the things you're buying or investing in, as there might always be a wiser or more lucrative alternative. If you can predict the future, that is. Well, today we've achieved the impossible. We put a price on cherished memories. Now, some of you are guilty of buying instead of investing. And today's challenge is about finding your dream self. I'm assuming that you still dream, right? You deserve to dream. So please, accompany me on this 2-part, 20-minute journey. All right, the first reason I passed on Apple, pure selfishness. I wanted that computer. If it hadn't been in the closet, I still would have chosen the computer. But I also knew from Dad that Apple Mac were kind of getting off to a slow start. Most people didn't think Mac was going anywhere. Now, my dad saw through the bad press, he purchased the stock anyway, and he made a boatload of money. But you're all familiar with the mind of a procrastinator. Well, I have a confession for you. I'm the opposite. I'm a precrastinator. Now, that's an actual term. I know that panic that you feel a few hours before the big deadline when you haven't done anything yet. I just feel it a few months ahead of time. I was recently watching a TED Talk from Adam Grant several months ago on the surprising habits of original thinkers, and it all clicked. The people who wait until the last minute, they're so busy goofing off that they don't have any original ideas. On the flip side, the other people that race in and are in such a frenzy and in such anxiety, they don't have any original thoughts either. I'm saying there's a sweet spot where originals seem to live. Why is this? I don't know. Maybe original people just have bad work habits, but it gives them more opportunity to become creative. Along the way, I discovered that a lot of great originals through history were procrastinators. Think of Leonardo da Vinci. He toiled for 16 years on and off on the Mona Lisa and felt like a failure. He wrote as much in his journal, but some of the diversions he took in optics transformed the way he modeled light, and he became a much better painter. What about Martin Luther King Jr.? Did you know that the night before the biggest speech of his life, the March on Washington, he was up past 3 a.m. rewriting his speech again? And there, sitting in the audience, waiting for his turn to go on stage, he's still scribing notes, crossing off lines. When he gets on stage, 11 minutes in, he leaves his prepared remarks to utter 4 words that have changed the course of history. I have a dream. That was not in the script. By delaying the task of finalizing the speech until the very last minute, he left himself open to the widest range of possible ideas. And because the text wasn't set in stone, he had the freedom to improvise. Procrastinating is a vice when it comes to productivity, but it can be a virtue when it comes to creativity. What you see with a lot of great originals is that they're slow to start but quick to finish. And this is what I missed with Mac stock. You look at Facebook waiting to build a social network until MySpace and Friendstar came on the scene and failed. Look at Google waiting for years after Alta Vista and Yahoo, and now Google's taken over the world. Listen, it's much easier to improve on somebody else's idea than to create something new from scratch. So the lesson I've learned is that to be original, you don't have to be first. You just have to be different or better. And this is why I despise scripts for agents and systems for producers. Listen, you're smart people. Think on the fly. Have conversations. Put yourself in their seat in life, and you will reach more with your message. I'll see you in the next episode. Excited to see you there. Part 2 in just a moment.